So I know what you're thinking. Yes, I'm a virgin. Yes, I love sex. No, I've never had sex. No, I've never self-stimulated. No, I have never experienced the earth-shattering kaboom. So, I'm a virgin and I love sex. How can I say this? Well, let me explain. I'm a Christian and I love Jesus. And I love Jesus's idea for sex. What do I mean by this? I live in South Florida. I see sex or sexual material broadcasting all day, every day, everywhere. So it's pretty much all over the place. And there's a lot of people who love sex for very, very different reasons than I do. And you might be one of them. And I'm not judging you. I haven't experienced the earth-shattering kaboom, and I can't wait to. But I completely respect that you passionately love the earth-shattering kaboom. So, God's idea for sex, however, looks a lot different than most people's idea for sex. Because I look at South Florida and I hear about the human trafficking, and I hear about all the abusive relationships, and I hear about all the boyfriend-girlfriend live-in relationships that are short-term and blah, 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 and I hear about, this and that and the other thing, and, there's lots of people who love the earth-shattering kaboom and love sex, but they're not getting a lot of it because they're trying to do it their own way, their own idea. And my thing is that if God made sex, let me say that again. If God made sex, and he did, don't you think he would have the best idea for how to make it awesome? I'm just putting that out there. So, yeah, I'm a virgin, and yeah, I love sex. These two things are compatible because I love God's ideas for sex, so that's why I have held on to this motivation to save all of my sex, all of my physicality, for when, yeah, I love God's idea for sex, and that's why I have self-control. And at the same time, it's important to note that there's a lot of people who, in my situation, idolize sex and marriage, but then they get there, and if there's other immaturity going on in their life, then that also affects their sex life, and there's all sorts of opinions on practice and whatnot. And I have two thoughts, at least, on these things, so bear with me. Number one, if I'm in a committed marital relationship, there is a safety that we're just gonna practice, and if it's awkward, we'll try again tomorrow. Because if the married couples that I look up to, my mother and father and my aunt and uncle included, are any encouragement on this front, which they are, I am greatly appreciative of the small symbolic things that they've shared with me, which is that as you practice in a committed marital relationship, sex gets better. And it just keeps on getting better. Because, yeah, now, so the second thing that I mentioned, where the first one, because order is not really I already spent my math in the accounting department today, so please don't judge me. Thank you. So, in regards to being in my situation as a virgin and saving it all for marriage and then getting it there and it's not exactly what I thought it would be, there's this thing that happens when I'm trying not to idolize sex from this side, you know, and make it up to something that it's not. Because at the end of the day, the only person who is going to satisfy my soul is Jesus Christ. That's the only thing. He is the only one. He's not a thing. He is God. And he is a person. And he is in a relationship with me. And that is far more satisfying than any great earth-shattering kaboom will ever be. As much as I'm looking forward to that. But that's not my purpose for living. That's not my reason for existing. That's not why I am a professional single. So, thank you so much for bearing with this video and all of my opinions all out here, kind of like my crazy hair. I had 5 thoughts all at once and they weren't coming out at the same time. So, the big thing I do want to share is the number one reason I want to get married is actually not sex. And that's what I'm going to share about next time. My name is Meg, I love my Jesus, and I believe in living inside out. Live it.